Hello, welcome back. Shortest turn ever. We did a lot of patrolling. We're still starving in Boggerwald. Gonna sort that out this turn. Unexpected event in Wachi. Found one fire gem. And Ard has been breached. So, two things. I'm storming Ard this turn. With this, I don't suspect that there are any units here at all, so that should go fine. I'm moving some hurlers out of Boggerwald into Brightgate, because there's way more supplies here. And I'm moving my profit up here, towards my cap. And that's it. I'm site searching in Green Waters, site searching in Saren Forest with these two guys, who will retire after that. Still forging fires and jars. I'm upgrading Saran to a giant castle, finally. I've started catching slaves in Colomagor. I'll remember to rename this guy later. Yeah, that's everything. So we'll see how this goes. I think we should take this throne, no problem. We'll claim it, we'll search here with my god and with Mr. Body Oil. We'll get the Water Mage and the Priest over here to set up infrastructure. And then I think we just attack Maragnon. I think the time has come. Research isn't too bad. We'll have Flaming Arrows next turn. We'll very quickly get Fire Elementals shortly after. And then we'll hit Construction forward to get some important items forged. And that's it. Pretty easy turn. Welcome back. That was turn 26. I'll see you in turn 27. Hello, welcome back to the best turn in the game. Easily the best turn in the game. Just amazing from start to finish. Watch this, guys. First of all, research, boom, enchantment 4 done. We now have Flaming Arrows, our first actual research target of the game, achieved on turn 56 or whatever this is. Amazing stuff. Just a brilliant start. We're going to go on to Conjuration now, get Fire Elementals, do some construction. Then, as if that's not enough, boom, we found 2 magic sites with our Astral guy. Both Pyramids of Life. 1 Death Gem, 1 Astral Pearl. 1 Death Gem, 1 Astral Pearl. Already off to the greatest start of any turn in this game. As if that's not enough, battle at the Fortress in Ard. Check it out. Nothing here. Which, you know, we knew that there wouldn't be anything here, but anyway. You walk in, you do some sulfur, whatever that thing is called. I mean, it's perfect. Look at this. What's going to stop these hurlers and these big giants? Nothing, that's what. Somehow we lost a hurler. I think probably the sulfur haze killed him, but you know. Yeah, we captured a fortress, we got the throne. We now have 1 throne, we're on the scoreboard. 3 events. This is a bad event, but okay, you know, you can't win them all. Population minus 20 in Rotmarsh. 2 Earth Gems in Third Az. And then, in Wachi, another shipwreck. We get another Lawmaster and 270 gold. This goes a 25 research Astral Mage. He's going to go straight over to the library to start reading books. And then, as if this turn couldn't get any better, we did it. We got him. After 20 turns of patrolling, we got the boar. Does he have a name? Hidden, the monster boar, of course. Of course his name is Hidden. Of course. Gets absolutely destroyed by 2 spears and a sulfur haze. So we'll be eating bacon tonight. And then we did some patrolling and killed a lot of people. So, I mean, you know, what more needs to be said? I mean, what an ecstatic turn. Just probably the greatest turn in the history of Dominions. Really hard to top it, but we do need to continue on. So what are we doing now? Well, first things first, I'm not going to bother claiming this throne, because what's the point? It doesn't give us any gems or anything. Let's just recruit adepts, but we don't have a lab here yet. Can't build a lab here yet. I don't have the gold. So I'm just going to search for sites with my pretender. Search for sites with Mr. Body Oil. And my prophet is very slowly on his way over. My prophet can claim the throne in a couple of turns. That gives us time to get up the lab and stuff like that, which will make the throne actually useful. So just going to search and then probably just move all these units out, move them down here. I think we're going to attack Maragnon in a couple of turns. I saw in the Discord that Maragnon did have a fight with Katiz and lost. So, you know, thanks to Maragnon for trying to contain the threat of Katiz, but yeah, let's kill this guy now. Let's do our best to kill this guy. We have so many troops here now. We're going to have flaming arrows and strength of giants, all these javeliners, all these archers. That should go well. So in a turn or two, we'll just attack Maragnon and try and take all this stuff quickly. So that's what's going on over here. I'm still just patrolling and capturing slaves. I was checking how much population this actually kills. In Boggle we killed like 100 population this turn, which isn't the worst, but probably shouldn't keep doing it inside my forts. I think doing it outside the forts is fine, especially in these provinces that aren't very high pop to begin with. Research is currently at what, 279 a month? That's pretty good. It won't be that long to hit Conjuration 5, probably like 5 turns or so, we keep recruiting. I'm going to start catching slaves in Earthshell just so that I've got a stack over here in this region, because, you know, this doesn't look too friendly. I know it's possible this guy's going to try and attack Agartha and take the throne off him, but you never know. He does have quite a board with me now, so maybe I look tempting. Let's put a big giant here and a huge stack of troops just to try and dissuade any aggression. I was thinking if we have a couple of turns where we have like loads of gold saved up, it might be worth like pumping up the province defense in my border provinces. I wouldn't usually do that if I don't need to, but it might help. Other than that, movements are, I mean, I've got another commander moving up to patrol in this area. I'm moving my prophet over. He's going to go to Phlegra and pick up a ring of water breathing and then just move straight through here. The site searcher and the priest are both moving into Ard this turn, so they'll set up infrastructure. Lab, at least. And maybe think about upgrading the fort here as well. We can. Yeah. There's only a palisades, not a giant fortress, so it's a bit weird. I don't think anything else is happening. I'm gonna get one more fire in a jar out because we've got one more big commander up here that doesn't have one yet. Research is still normal, still doing shepherd summoning in all the forts. And that's about it. Just hesitating a bit because I'm the last person to take my turn, so. And a few times. Kind of expecting to get attacked by Nabar still. I've been expecting that the whole game though, but I don't know. See what happens next turn. Thanks for watching, I'll see you in a moment. Hello, welcome back. We got some Conjuration done. Conjuration 4 is pretty bad. I'm gonna be honest. I don't use any of the nature spells really. My god can do Strength of Gaia, I guess. These all look kind of useless. This stuff is kind of useless, I guess. I'm not sure we'll use any of this. Do you know what? We are using Voice of Apsu this time. I hate all of the remote site searching spells, but they have their uses. Keep going though. Fight gets us a lot of stuff. We are heading here mostly just for the elementals though at the moment. Lots of national spells as well. Recession of the Underworld, I think this is changed in JBBM. I think it usually gives you a lot more lampedes. A lot of spells like this are changed in JBBM, I think because Gift of Reason is a lot cheaper. You can Gift of Reason these things really easily and get more casters out of them. Gift of Reason is like 5 gems in this mod, so it makes sense that units that make good commanders are diminished slightly in spells like this. If I remember rightly, this spell gets you into, I might be wrong, I think it's Death, Nature, and... Oh, I don't have to know, it says. Whew. Astral, Death, and Nature, yeah. So that's pretty good. It would be more useful if we didn't have the Astral, I guess. But yeah, still pretty good. Might use it one day, especially since if we get Gift of Reason Festival. What else is here? Lots of stuff, I guess. And a Twilight I haven't actually looked at. I'll have to look up what this unit is like. I'm gonna get one of them though. Better be damn good. What else is here? Where's the royalty? Is that 7? 8? Try and get that one day. Other than that, targets are mostly the same. I'm going to get Conjuration 5 for the Elementals, Construction 4 for items of various types. Mostly boosters at the moment. And then I'm going to go to Enchantment 6 for... So Dragon Teeth is here. This has also been nerfed in JBBM. I think in the base game this does 12 effects. Only 6 in this mod. This is a pretty good spell if I remember rightly though. It's like Horde of Skeletons, but significantly better, right? It does cost 2 Earth Gems though. But I'm going to go here for Riches from Beneath. It'd be really easy for us to cast. It'd be quite good for us too. I don't think I've ever cast this toggle in a game ever before. But it's a popular one on the Ruby Discord because it has such a great description. This enchantment transforms mining from something harsh and dangerous to a really uplifting experience. Love it. Yeah, so there's the targets at the moment. Search for sites, didn't find any with Mr. Body Oil, but my pretender did find a Wolf Oak, which is 1 nature gem, I believe. Yep. Not too good, not too bad, not too much of anything, but we do need nature gems. And in Narian Sea, we found a gold nugget of legendary size. 863 gold. That's pretty nice. Very quiet turn. I'm going to attack Marignon next turn though. I was looking at the map and thinking, it probably makes more sense to attack Man, right? We could roll right through a throne, right into his cap. And we also know that Marignon is tied up fighting Kitiz, so he's probably not going to backstab us while we do this. On the other hand, if we attack Marignon, it frees up Kitiz, and it means Man might backstab us. So it probably makes more sense to attack Man. We could even attack Man from multiple angles, because we could go through here as well. And we can see that Man has an army over here fighting Fisher, I think. But that would allow him a route into an undefended part of my territory. Well, I guess not so undefended. So it's something to think about. At the moment though, I am still just going to attack Marignon though. I think mostly just because of inertia. I'm thinking about... It's turn 28. Feels like I've been thinking about attacking Marignon for 30 turns somehow. But next time we'll definitely attack somebody. It'll either be Marignon or Man. I'll think it over. I think it feels bad because I spoke to Man so long ago and was like, yeah, we should join up against Marignon. It feels a bit bad to like... It was like 10 turns ago now, wasn't it, at least? But it still feels kind of like a bit of a betrayal. I don't know, but that's the plan anyway. In terms of things happening, let's see. We had a lot of gold, so I'm just going to put a temple and a lab over here. I don't know if the temple's the correct move. We don't need temples to recruit good units. And currently this province doesn't have my drain scales, so the scales aren't even that bad. You don't only get the turmoil, but we get the turmoil from our scales anyway. So I don't know if putting a temple is bad or not. But my Dominion is just overall so weak that I'm a bit worried, I guess. I don't like having like so few candles everywhere. I don't have candles on the overlay, but let's just put them on quick. Yeah, so we're down to like 1, 2, 2. No candles over here at all. 2, 1, 1. No candles down here. That's why I'm going to get the temple down. Just try and strengthen Dominion a little bit. I don't really like how low it is. So that's why it's going down. I also said I was going to move my Pretender around and stuff and let my Prophet claim the throne, but the Prophet is actually not as mobile as I thought. I thought he'd be able to go straight from my cap to Green Waters in 1 turn. He can't. So my Pretender's going to claim the throne. We're putting up the infrastructure. Also not moving these guys yet. I'm going to let them sit here so that Mr. Bodyoil can take a Fire in a Jar out of the lab next turn once it's been built. And then he can move to Realm of Silence and then into Ripe Woods. Actually, maybe that's wrong. No, it's right, because I want to decide whether or not I'm going to attack Man or not. I guess they'd go up through here if they were going to attack Man. Or they'd just defend. Yeah, so he's just going to sit there. We'll give him a Fire in a Jar next turn and he can move out this direction. Everything here is still the same. Catching slaves, summoning allies, catching slaves, patrolling. Down here, same stuff. I'm getting my last Fire in a Jar. And in my cap, I am casting 2 remote site searching spells this turn. I'm doing a Dark Knowledge and a Voice of Apsu. That'll look for death and water sites on Ard. This is a throne province, so they usually have more sites. So I'll just give it a shot. We have quite decent income, but it's very spread out and low in individual paths. It would be nice to get more water gem income. Because we do have a route to casting Vengeful Waters one day. Through lots of forging and summoning. So that is actually a possibility. And Death Gem is what lets us use that spell, the Procession of the Underworld. They're also useful generally. So let's see if we find any sites there. Dark Knowledge is very expensive. Not a nice spell to cast, but it's not easy for me to look for death sites, so. Alright, gonna end turn there, I think. That was turn 28, thanks for watching. See you next time. Hello, welcome back. We claimed the throne. Good stuff. We cast Voice of Apsu and found no sites. And we cast Dark Knowledge and found no sites. These spells are such a scam, I don't know why I bother. I really hate remote site searching spells. They're good if you know that there's a site there because you can work it out, but I don't know why I'd bother doing this. Then again, if I actually found something, I would have been like, yes, site searching spells. But anyway, other than that, not much else going on, just some events. Column ago, we got a free lab and an ice helmet. A couple of gems. That's nice, I suppose. There's nothing to recruit in Columagor, unfortunately. I guess the people here are celebrating because we got that boar finally. Buggerwald, a martyr died, we got Dominion +2. Blue Water, another great event. A sunken ship filled with treasure has been discovered in a deep gorge. All its wealth has been transported to your treasury. 1,400 gold. That's really nice. And in the same province, the crust of the earth has opened, spewing forth a river of magma. That's 3 fire gems per turn. Which is a really nice sight to find. Fire gems are now by far our most prolific. Other than that, not much else going on. We finished the giant castle in Saren Forest, which is nice. Almost all, except for the one we just took, of our forts are now giant castles. And patrolled as usual. So not much happening this turn. You can see red arrows into Maragnon territory though. I am just going to attack Maragnon. Man's probably the softer target, but I feel like Maragnon's probably the bigger threat. Man is also tied up finishing off Vishu, which is something I suppose. It doesn't mean he has these stacks kind of on our border, but I'm not hugely afraid yet. We can also see Uruk's God. I suppose if these two join forces to invade me, that would be kind of unfortunate, but I shouldn't, I could wait one turn and see what they do, but I probably shouldn't continue delaying things any longer. So let's just go for it. So I'll just check on research first of all, just to show that we are 1 level off, well 1 turn off Conjuration 5, which will give us elementals, which would be nice. We don't quite have that scriptable yet, but we will have it next turn, which is fine. This big red arrow is my prophet. I'm going to move my prophet over here. I'm going to have him search in Realm of Silence, because I've noticed that this province has been 109 unrest for a very long time. So I am wondering if it's actually got an unrest site here. And there are some pretty nice gem generating unrest sites in caves that are holy sites. So it's worth checking out with my prophet. So he'll come over and do that. I might also put some temples underwater where it'll be kind of safe there. Just to help bulk up my dominion a bit more. So he's walking over to do things like that. In Ard I'm just going to research with my pretender because I want to make sure that I can hit that research target next turn. But a few people are moving out. I'm going to put the water mage we got for free into blue water here to build a lab. That's just so that we can use some underwater spells when we want to do that. It's tempting, and I might do it, to cast Voice of Tiamat each turn. We're going to get that next level, aren't we? Yeah, so this is 8 water gems, and it finds all of the elemental sites underwater. This one seems like it might be pretty good, because it's so difficult for us to search underwater manually. So I might do that for a couple of turns. Hopefully it pays for itself in the long run, if we find some water sites underwater. Mr. Body Oil and the troops are heading over to the cave as well. They're just going to move down into Ripe Woods next. But I'm also bringing the priest guy here to put up a lab in the cave. Water guy is going to get the lab underwater for water spells. This guy's going to get a lab in a cave for cave spells. Notably, I think, what are they, grubs? Cave grubs. Knock out a couple of these every turn from a cave, and they're really good at sieging. We don't really need the help sieging because we have so much siege strength just in our armies, but still probably a good habit to get into. Or at least that's what I've been told. So we'll start doing that every turn when we can. I do want to make sure I've got some Earth Gem income remaining though to cast Riches from Beneath when we get there. That's everything that's happening over turn. I am also upgrading the fortress because we had so much gold this turn. But it will just be a regular fortress, not a giant fortress. We'll see what Man and Uruk do. But we will have some stuff in the cave. It doesn't need to be scripted. I suppose we just need to do this, and this is fine. Where are you standing? You can stand with this guy, why not? Let's have you back there. Yeah, that's fine. That just leaves the 2 main armies that we're sending out this turn. I don't expect that there's much in Kratas, but we do have quite a big army anyway. It's just it's just arranged such that we have javeliners in the front, in these 3 blocks, and then the archers just behind them, and the spear guy is right in front. I've got my 2 tyrants either side. One's going to do a fire elemental, and the other one's going to do flaming arrows. And then they're both going to do a few casts of Strength of Giants. So our javelins will have +4 strength and flaming. These guys are all undisciplined, so they'll do whatever. And that should be fine for taking out this pretty weak, probably quite undefended fortress. Bigger army is going into Glade Woods. Everything's up in a block here. It's still on hold. Again, to make sure that the javeliners can get buffed up with Strength of Giants. So these 3 blocks and this big block in the middle are all javeliners. And then this one's archers, and this one's archers, and this one's crossbows. So we've got some earth guys in here. These are earth 2 guys, they'll do Strength of Giants. And the front we've got some fire guys who will drop some fire elementals. Pretty sure the tyrant is also doing a fire elemental. And that's difficult to keep saying, fire elemental. And the cyclops will do the flaming arrows. And then down here I've got a what are these guys? An oppressor with 4 slaves. So he'll be fire 3, earth 3, earth 3. He's going to cast Gift of Flight on the Gigantes, because I thought that might be quite funny. It might even be useful. So hopefully some of our Gigantes will be flying, and they're on hold and attack rear, so that would be very amusing if it pays off. But the turn after this he'll be able to summon air elementals, which will probably be a bit more useful. But who knows, we might still do Gift of Flight in a main battle. I'll keep an eye on how much fatigue he actually generates casting this, because it's only 20 fatigue and he'll have 4 slaves, one of whom has air, so... other than that, not much else to say about this army. Interesting to attack on this turn and just have lesser fire elementals, and then the turn after we'll have regular fire elementals. Maragnon might be surprised by that, which is something. I don't think there's anything else to say about this turn. A lot of people are on research duty this turn to make sure we hit that research target next turn. So even the shepherds are researching and stuff like that. I suppose I will point out that I have been recruiting Jade Sorceresses in this fortress. There is a 25% chance they are N2, which would be quite nice actually. So I'm just going to recruit them until I get an N2 mage. Because it would be nice to have a good nature mage that isn't my god, because I don't really want to have to use my god every time I want to forge a nature item or something. Speaking of which, I would really like to get some endless bags of wine, because we're going to be using a lot of supplies when we walk forwards. Frass here has all of our cows. I'm not going to move those with the army just yet, because I don't want to get them all killed or to have them all rout when they invade a stupid province like Gladewoods. But once we're actually sieging the fort, I'll move the cows onto the fort to help feed the sieging army. And that's it for this turn, I think. I've named all the important mages as well, which, as we all know, is a very important step in any game of Dominions. But that was turn 29, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Hello, welcome back. We got our research and conjuration done. I won't show this off again, we've seen it a lot of times, but I will mention that we'll have construction 3 the next turn, which does give us Legions of Steel, which is another thing we'll be able to cast. Plus 3 protection for every piece of armor. Pretty nice. We can make use of that. So that's only 190 research away, so we'll have that next turn. We'll keep going for 4, and then we'll try and hit enchantment 6 for Riches from Beneath. Few battles, they aren't too interesting to watch. In Kratos the Fort, there's only 1 point of province defense here. It is funny to see the cows just very eager to get into combat, along with the hurlers. So we lose a couple of cows to friendly fire, unfortunately. I won't have them storming the fort though. And Gladewoods, also not much province defense. So, also not much to see. So that was Gladewoods. So we're at war with Marignon proper now. We've got 2 events in Phlegra. We've got 2 fire gems. This is the Hidden Site of Mystical Power event, which sometimes reveals a magic site. And we've got plenty of fire mages, so I'll try and trigger that later. And we also got 5 pearls in the storms. We discovered the Nagath and Scout in Kolmogor. The entrance to the fortress in Kratos has been breached. Lots of patrolling, and we are starving everywhere. Did I actually take these off Storm? Oh, I didn't. Okay. Let's take you off Storm. We don't need the cows in combat. So this is the fort in Kratos. We'll be storming it this turn. It's the same script. The only thing that's different is now we'll do a regular fire elemental instead of a lesser one. Flaming arrows, fire elemental. Everyone just walks forwards. That's about all we can do. But I don't suspect that this fortress is too heavily defended, so I think it will be fine. Can you usually see if there's a lab in a fortress? I can't see one on the right, so there won't be any mages here if this is correct, but I'm not sure if that's just not showing it. One red arrow is the Horse Tribe Chief here. I'm going to send him at Marignon just to see. Because I know that Marignon has 50... Was it 50 points of province defense or 55 points of province defense? I just want to see if he's patrolling or not. Because if you've got 55 points of province defense, it might be tempting to patrol so that you get to defend with all of that province defense. I don't know. So I'm just going to have this guy ping the fort just to see if there's a bunch of mages and knights patrolling or not. And while that's happening, I'm going to dodge the cap for now. The big army that's in Gladewoods is just going to take World's Teeth, and the handful of stuff I've got in the cave can now come and take Ripewoods as well. That's these guys. You can also do a fire elemental. Yeah, that's correct. So we'll have all 3 of these provinces, and hopefully we'll have the fort as well. And then, if Marignon's not patrolling, then I'll just move on to it. If he is, I'll wait until I've got all of my stuff together. Because I want a big front line of lots and lots of fire elementals to walk through all of those soldiers. That's everything that's happening over here. The cows are moving into Kratos as well, because this is using more supplies than the army in Gladewoods. And I'm hoping, since this is a plain, it has more supplies than the forest. Maybe not though. Quite a small looking province. Hard to tell though. Up here I'm just moving an earth mage towards the cave. We're getting a lab down in the cave this turn, so we'll start summoning cave grubs here. My prophet is also moving over to start searching the cave. I'm doing some site searching underwater. I'll get a lab up underwater next turn. And I'm also reusing the site searching spells. I know that wastelands have a very high chance of having magic sites. So since this one has no sites, I'm just going to try searching for death and water sites here with the remote spells. See if that reveals anything. I don't think there's much else going on. Two things I did think were interesting. One is that in Boggerwald we have a dominion of 7. Our dominion is only 6 currently. So I guess that's the event that we got last turn, was able to push our dominion score over the maximum. Which is pretty cool. I wouldn't have suspected that could happen, but just thought it might be worth pointing out. Other thing I think is pretty interesting is we now have a completely glamoured stealth army ready to go, led by a priest if we want to. I'm gonna get 5 more of these guys to put on God Commander, and then I might give him the amulet of what's it called? My prophet has it currently. Missile protection? Yeah, amulet of missile protection. And then that's a nice little stealth raiding army ready to go. That'll take some provinces. So we'll start rolling that out somewhere useful. I have it set up here for now just to help defend if these guys get any bright ideas. I am still catching slaves in Earthshell. But there's not a lot of defense here if he moves this stack down. I think that's it. I don't think there's much else to say. I have given my pretender some nature gems to cast Howl, just in case we want to use him in combat. I'm not sure if we will or not. But he can search for sites in the cave meantime anyway. That's it for this turn. I don't think anything else is happening. We're not forging anything. The fortress on the throne will be done next month. Still nowhere near actually recruiting in the depth of the Iron Order. They require 4 commander points, unfortunately. Soon. It'll be really nice because I wouldn't really need to recruit presses if I can easily forge what they call crystal matrices. Maybe. In theory, anyway. But it just depends on what our gem income looks like. Yeah, anyway, that's the turn. Thanks for watching, that was turn 30. Probably the end of a video, if I had to guess. And now that we're at war, the videos might start to get a bit longer, so it might become 3 turns a video. Maybe, who knows. Depends how badly this goes, how quickly. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.